Hi. So if you're planning to study in an English speaking country, you'll likely need to take an English proficiency exam. But with so many options out there, which one should you choose? Let's break that down. So the most common English exams for international students are the IELTS, TOEFL, and sometimes the GRE. Your choice will depend on a few factors, which are your destination country, your field of study, and your personal preferences. So, the IELTS, the International English Language Testing System, it's widely accepted in the UK, Australia, Canada, and many other countries. There are two versions of the test: academic for higher education and general training for work and migration. The cost of the test is around 17,000 Indian rupees, and the validity is for 2 years. The results are typically available in 5 to 7 days for online test takers and 13 days for paper-based test takers. And the exam is ideal for those who prefer face-to-face speaking tests because TOEFL doesn't offer that. TOEFL has a recorded speaking test. The TOEFL exam, the test of English as a foreign language, on the other hand, is preferred for those studying in the USA, and it is also accepted worldwide. It's an internet-based test focusing on academic English. The cost is around 16,900 bucks, and the scores are valid for 2 years. The results are usually available in about 6 days, and this exam is ideal for those who are comfortable with a computer-based test. The GRE, the Graduate Record Examination. It's not strictly an English test, but does assess your verbal reasoning and analytical writing in English. It is required for many graduate programs in the US and some other countries as well. The cost is around 22,550 rupees, and it is valid for 5 years. The results are available in about 10 to 15 days, and it is ideal for graduate students, especially for the engineering field. Now, to decide between the IELTS and TOEFL, you need to understand whether you're better at academic writing or everyday communication, because that can help you decide on your focus area. So, the International English Language Testing System, the IELTS, tends to assess both academic and general speaking skills, but it does focus on real life communication. And it is obviously reflected in their writing tasks and their speaking tasks, which often stimulate everyday situations. The speaking test is conducted face to face, and so it's a one-on-one test with an examiner, which can benefit those who are comfortable and proficient in verbal communication and can engage in a more conversational manner. Right? So if you're good at articulating your thoughts in everyday communication, um, and you're able to handle spontaneous interactions and you can explain your ideas clearly in person, you might find the IELTS more suited for your strengths. However, the TOEFL primarily focuses on academic English. The writing section involves tasks like, writing essays based on reading and listening exercises. And this closely mimics academic writing that you'll have to do in a university setting. So the test is entirely computer based, including the speaking section where your responses would be recorded, right? Um, so if you excel in structured academic writing, can organize your thoughts in an essay format more clearly, and are comfortable with the computer-based testing environment, TOEFL will be the test you need to choose. Now, to choose the right exam, there are certain factors you must keep in mind. A, you should check with your target universities because they'll tell you the exams they accept and what scores they require. Right? You need to consider the exam format. IELTS has a face-to-face testing system, as we've already discussed, whereas TOEFL is entirely computer-based. Think about your strengths. Are you better at academic writing or more at everyday communication? Then the validity of scores for both the exams is 2 years. The cost is also the same. And the preparation time, I think you take around 2 to 3 months to prepare for either of these examinations. Right? As far as the retake policies of the exams are concerned, you can retake IELTS and TOEFL as many times as you want. There's no restriction. However, for GRE, you can take it up to 5 times within any rolling 12-month period. There's no waiting period for the IELTS. There is a 3-day waiting period for TOEFL, and there must be a minimum gap of 21 days between the GRE attempts. However, it is strongly suggested to prepare, find out your weak areas if you're having to retake the exam, focus on your weak areas, try to improve them, try to upskill yourself, and then take the exam. Because cost is also a factor here. You need to retake any exam, you need to register as a, you need to have a new registration, and you need to pay the full test fee again for all the 3 examinations. Now, there are a few free preparation sources that you must keep in mind, because these would be important in preparing for the examination. Right? For the IELTS, it is the British Council website, the IDP website. For TOEFL, it is the ETS website. For GRE, to the ETS website. There are a lot of practice tests available on these websites. There are a lot of videos that you must go through and identify your identify the areas you want to work on. Right? Now, which universities accept which exams? So the IELTS is accepted in most universities in the UK, Australia, Canada, and Europe. However, TOEFL is preferred in universities in the USA, although it's accepted worldwide. And the GRE is required by many graduate programs, especially in the US, usually engineering programs, right? And for engineering graduates, both IELTS and TOEFL are equally accepted for undergraduate programs. For graduate programs, you will have to take GRE with IELTS and TOEFL. And if you prefer speaking in person, go for the IELTS. If you are more comfortable with recorded responses and computer-based tests, go for TOEFL. Right? Now, when to take these examinations? So there are certain timing considerations. You need to check the application deadlines of your target universities and plan to take the exams at least 6 months in advance. Right? Please allocate 2 to 3 months for preparation, take a lot of mock tests, figure out your weak areas, work on your weak areas, and you'll have to time yourself accordingly, because time is a factor in these examinations. You cannot be missing questions, right? Now, you need to have a score in mind that you need to get, and that is decided by your target universities. Remember that it takes time to receive and send the scores, so factor in 1 or 2 weeks for that as well. And if you might need to retake the exam, give yourself enough buffer time for preparation and retaking. So taking the exam in summer is ideal, as you might have some time to, factor in for a retake as well. Now, you must aim to complete the examination well before the preparation process, which is well before the admission process, because it is usually the fall for many universities, right? So taking the exam in summers is usually ideal. And obviously, there's no best exam. It's about finding the right fit for your goals and abilities. Right? So you need to start preparing early, give enough time to yourself. And if you have any questions to ask, please do put it in comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more helpful videos on the IELTS and TOEFL examination. Thank you so much. That was all for today.